And in the middle, which is where we spend a lot of our time, in the middle we've got this frustration and impatience. And good Lord knows I'm here a lot. But when I can recognize it and pay attention, then I can make a choice about where I go. And when I am not mindful about where I am inside, see, because what frustration can do is lead to anger, where we start yelling at our kids, and then from anger, then we're going to start to feel guilty because we like, why did I yell at them like that? It wasn't really their fault. You know, when we go away from the situation and we look back and we think, oh, I was really mad there and probably went over the top. And then, so with anger, we're like, nothing is working out the way I wanted to or needed to, and then we go into guilt of how could I yell like that, and then we go further down until we're like into depression and I'm a terrible mother and a worthless person. So this is not the direction we want to go. From frustration, if you're paying attention to how you're feeling, you can go up to neutrality, where you kind of just throw your hands up in the air and say, you know, I don't know what's going on, I don't understand this, this is not how I would have chosen it to be, but it is what it is. So a neutral statement is just to say it is what it is. And that's it. It just is what it is. And then from there, you're kind of opening yourself up a bit, and you can go from there into hopefulness and believe that things can get better. So I can see the positive in this situation. I know there's something for me to learn here. I don't understand why this is happening. This is not the way I would have chosen it to be. It is what it is, and if I look hard enough, I'll find something here that I can learn from. Even if it's just God's telling me I need more patience. And He's bringing me this tantrum to help me practice my patience skills. And then you can start going, oh, well, thank you, God. I'll be much more patient next time. And from hopefulness, we move into peace and happiness. So you can see that from frustration and impatience, you can really, if you pay attention to what's going on inside you, then you have some consciousness to choose which direction you're going to go. And you can also, do something like this to use with your kids if you want to. So the next step in our little watering can is recognizing that every day is a new day. So you have to make a commitment to yourself each morning to just wipe the slate clean, no matter what's gone on the day before. And that means forgiving yourself if you were like way down here yesterday, or forgiving your kids if they like totally were the worst kids ever. Whatever it is, every day is a new day. And we really need to give ourselves a chance to start fresh and our kids a chance to start fresh. And the third thing in our little watering can is asking for help. Because we're never going to cultivate peace and gratitude within ourselves if we feel like we're having to do it all on our own. It's just not going to happen. And if you can't find ways of having help in your life, then you're going to spend a lot of time at the very minimum right here, if not down here. So, like one thing that I do, for me, church, oh my gosh, I get to take my kids to nursery for an hour every Sunday and go sit in church by myself. And my church that I go to, I love it. Like, that is part of my asking for help. Another thing that I do is with a mom at my church, we do an exchange once a week where I take her kid for 3 weeks and she 3 weeks, 3 hours. Sounds like a Freudian slip. 3 hours, and then she takes my kids for 3 hours once a week. And then I also take them to a little drop-in play center once a week, which is really reasonable. And that's like 3 hours. So I kind of try and schedule things into my week that is a break for me, and it's it's my way of like reaching out and asking for help. And I'll call my mom, and my mom lives in Oregon, so she has to drive up for 5 hours. But you know, she's somebody that I can call and say, Mom, I really need you to come up and watch the kids. I have to go to Port Orchard to do this talk, but I brought my kids with me today. So you have to, who is there in your life, in this room, in your extended community, who is there that you can reach out to and ask for help? And what other resources are available to you? So I'll just go over those again. I'm going so fast. Pay attention to what's going on inside you. Every day is a new day. Ask for help. Center yourself daily. Every morning I wake up. I don't know how many of you have any kind of meditation practice in your life, or just simple prayer. I'm praying all the time. These things, peace, cultivating peace, and gratitude are just, for my mind, they're just not possible without me taking the time every day to center myself, to pray, to sit quietly. And it doesn't always work out exactly how I would like it. I try and get up in the morning before the kids wake up, and I go sit in the couch. And it's just like my quiet time until I hear the little pitter-patter of a 3-year-old or a 1-year-old's feet. But it's still a quiet time in the morning where they have to sit on the couch quietly with me. We don't really, start getting into the activities of our day. And then anytime I'm in the car by myself or wherever I can put it into my day, I am centering again. Centering, breathing, meditation, prayer. Another thing that you can do that my sister's really fond of is affirmations, where she'll write little post-it notes with things like, "You're a great person, Lori," or "Don't let him get you down," or whatever it is. Little affirmations, and she sticks them on her bedroom mirror, kitchen, so that they're like visual reminders of like going back to what really matters to you in your life and what's really important. And I don't know, I just can't stress enough how important it is to do that centering each day. I have noticed a huge difference in how I am as a person, generally in the world, and my patience levels, and just my general demeanor since I started just taking some time to really be quiet every day. And then the last thing for our cultivating peace is we're going to enjoy the moment with our kids. Because peace and happiness are really only found in the moment. They're not like when we're with our kids, and this is something I work on every day. It's really challenging for me to when I'm with my kids, to focus on them and not be thinking about, I've got to get ready for this workshop, I need to be cooking dinner, I've got all this laundry. I struggle with that on a daily basis, but because, that centering myself daily, I can use that time to remind myself, okay, Lita, when you're with those kids, just be with them. Just give them your full attention, because they deserve that. They deserve all of their mom, and not just like a tiny little piece of their mom. Because how's that going to make it feel? It's going to make it feel like the laundry, the dinner, and all these things, which, yeah, they're part of my life, but they're not more important than my kids, for goodness sake. So that's really the challenging thing for me, but something that I work on every day, and that's why we're calling this cultivating peace and gratitude, because the more we incorporate these things into our lives, the more they will grow, and